If you haven't played Pico 8, I'm not sure what you're doing with your life, but you should start now. What games should you play? I have a great starting list in this video. Lately I've been having a ton of fun getting my favorite Pico 8 games to run on different handhelds. In my opinion, that is the ultimate way to experience Pico 8, on the go with handheld consoles, or just chilling on the couch. With retro handhelds, you have retro gaming bliss in the palm of your hand. Whether it's the sleek Miyoo Mini Plus, the versatile PowKiddy RGB30, or the powerhouse TrimUI Smart Pro, these devices are your ticket to Pico 8 euphoria wherever you wander. Don't believe me? Check out my detailed reviews for these devices linked below. Before we dive into the games, let's answer the burning question, what exactly is Pico 8? Think of it as a retro gamer's dream come true. A fantasy console where creativity knows no bounds. It's like stepping into a time machine, to the era of 8-bit wonders, complete with charming graphics and catchy chip tunes. With Pico 8, you're playing games that someone has created, a person, not an entire giant corporation like Nintendo. If you like supporting the little guy and really dig playing indie games, this is right up your alley. You can also be a cool game developer and create some of them. One of these days, when there are 35 hours in a day, I might have a few moments to spare and be super cool like those people and create a game. Someday. Hopefully. Pico 8 is a fantasy video game console that lets users make, play, and share small computer games called carts. It's similar to a retro game emulator, but Pico 8 is a virtual machine and game engine created by Lexalawful Games and has the graphical and sound capabilities of 1980s 8-bit systems. Pico 8 is available on Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Raspberry Pi. Also, to be able to play all these great games, you will need to buy a copy of Pico 8, which you can do on their website. It's a one-time fee of $15, and I think that's a pretty reasonable price, since it gives you access to thousands of fun little retro-looking pixel games. Alright, now on to the main event, the games! Strap in as we journey through a pixelated paradise filled with action, adventure, and a whole lot of fun. These gems aren't just my personal favorites, they're also recommendations from my Discord channel and comments on the channel. Also, this list is in no particular order. This is a fantastic Donkey Kong remake. I would highly recommend that you play this immediately. Low Knight is a Pico 8 version of Hollow Knight. It's very dark and super hard. As you can see, I'm terrible at this game and I keep dying. Shinobi is a cute little game that kind of reminds me of Celeste, but you are playing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, or it looks like one. Come on, that kind of looks like Raphael. If you watched any of my previous videos on Pico 8, you've probably seen this game. This is Scrap Boy, and it's by Bone Volt. Really, everything by Bone Volt is a great game, so you should definitely check all of his stuff out, and you'll see a few more games on this list. And look, I mean, just look at the graphics on this. It's a Pico 8 game, and it looks like it's, I mean, made by Nintendo or Sega or something. Again, this is a game that you've probably seen before. This is the game that got me hooked on Pico 8, and it's just an awesome, fun little game that's really actually hard. The object is not to shoot all of the little guys that are running around, all the enemies. It's more to pick up all the boxes, so just to give you a tip. So I think that my highest score on this is somewhere around like 27. So let me know if you end up getting this and what your high score is. Leave it in the comments below. This is one of many platformers that you're going to see on this list. I mean, they're just so fun to play. And look at this thing. It's definitely got some Mario vibes. The mechanics are a little bit different, but it's still super fun to play. Plus, you play a little cute, weird-looking dragon, and it's just adorable. So definitely check this game out. This is an awesome, fast-paced shoot-'em-up that is actually pretty hard. You can see that I died quite a few times, but it's a great game. You should definitely check it out. If you're a big fan of the bullet hell game Vampire Survivors, like me, you will dig this game because it's like Vampire Survivors only with bunnies and a lot of blood. A lot of blood. Okay, maybe don't show this to your children. Holiday Jumper is a fun take on that ugly sweater that your Aunt Gertrude got you as a kid, or the one that you wear now, because they're kind of back in fashion. I'm terrible at this game, but it's cute and fun, and it's kind of a neat idea, so I enjoy this game. Here's another platformer that you should definitely play. It's got some RPG elements, and it's pretty fun. Froggy Night, Lost in the Forest. Remember when Bejeweled was all the rage? This game kind of reminds me of Bejeweled, or Dr. Mario, in some sort of weird way. So, there's tons of awesome puzzle games, just like there's tons of platformers on Pico 8, so this is one of many that you're going to see, and you should definitely play this. You ever catch yourself playing that internet dinosaur game? Well, now you can play the Pico 8 version. Picodino is just a cute little fun game. I mean, come on, look at it. Even though it's in grayscale, it's still fun. Here's another platformer, but this one has some different game mechanics. You get to swing around like a ninja. See, that was hard. You should play it. It's definitely a little bit different from your normal platformers. You know what's awesome about Pico 8 games? Literally everything is being created. I just ran across this game not too long ago, and it's so much fun. It just reminds me of my childhood. This is a super fun game. Hopefully you're not as bad at it as I am, because apparently I have problems. But you should definitely play this game. This is another gem that I just recently found. You are a space unicorn and you're shooting rainbows. Do I need to say anything else? I mean, come on. That is just like the staple of awesomeness in my book. Now this game is just a demo, but it's a super fun little game of Sonic and probably the best that I've seen on the Pico 8 platform. Honestly, it's just amazing that someone created this in Pico 8 and I love it. This is a cool demake of Super Breakout. One thing I haven't mentioned is using the RGB 30, you can definitely take advantage of the joysticks. Especially in this kind of game, it definitely helps and works out really well. Another awesome game by Bone Volt. But this time, it's a unique puzzle game where you are trying to escape the sewers. Definitely check this one out because it's very unique. And of course, no games list would be complete without a version of Tetris. There's actually a couple of these on Pico 8, and you should definitely check all of them out. But here's one for you. Low Mem Sky is a demake of the space simulation game No Man's Sky. And this is a favorite of Retro Breeze. This is one of the most famous Pico 8 games. Celeste started out as a Pico 8 game and eventually was available on most consoles like Xbox, PlayStation, and even Nintendo Switch. This is a demake of one of my favorite, probably my absolute favorite Atari 2600 game, River Raid. But this is called River Raider, and it's a pretty good demake, I would say, and it's kind of hard. This is a cool platformer that I came across while doing a video on the TrimUI Smart Pro. It has a lot of Mario Brothers vibes, but it's bigger, and it's really cool. This is a neat game because of the concept, and it's literally just one boss that you're just defeating or trying to defeat for a long time. Kind of cool. Okay, this one's a little ridiculous, but I had to add it. There is actually a Pico 8 game of He-Man. If you know the cartoon, enough said. Come on, it had to be on this list. These Suka games seem to be all the rage right now, and for good reason. They are just a really cool puzzle concept game, as you can see. I'm sure that everybody's going to go nuts because they're seeing me just throwing the marbles down with just haphazardly, and that's my new technique, and it seems to be working, or not, I don't know. But you should definitely, if you like puzzle games, you should definitely check these kind of games out. This is a bizarre game that I am not exactly sure what is going on here, but it seemed interesting enough to throw on this list. I think that you're supposed to take the chicken and get the chicken to eat the plants. It says something about horticulture, so that's what I'm going with. I don't know. If you know anything more, definitely throw that in the comments. Hey look, it's a demake of one of my favorite arcade games. Yes, please. This is awesome, and I would definitely recommend playing it on a device that has a joystick, because that seemed to help a little bit. Speaking of favorite Atari games, here's another one. I'm not sure why it's called that, but if you just search for Pitfall or Atari in Pico 8, you will definitely find this. And we seem to be on a demake roll. Here is Desert Drift, but it's really Outbreak. And here's another developer that really you could probably search everything that he has done, and it's awesome. They're great games. And we all know what this is. This is a great remake of the game, so definitely check this out. I think there's a few other versions out there, but this is at least my favorite. If you're a huge Star Wars fan like me, or just like space games in general, you should definitely check this game out, because you're in an X-Wing and you're trying to destroy the TIE fighters. Pretty cool. This is a good remake, but I couldn't figure out how to do any Hadoukens or Shoryukens at all. Not that I can really pull those off in the regular game, but I don't know. And I think Chun-Li was trying to just destroy me completely. This is a fun little dungeon crawler. I mean, it's called Dungeon Crawler, so yeah. But it's got some good graphics, and it's by Bone Volt, so you should definitely check it out. Now, this is a game that quite a few people have mentioned before, so I definitely wanted to have this on the list. Retro Breeze, Crystal is Cozy, and even Ban from Retro Handhelds enjoy this game. I'm going to let this play quite a bit so you can see the whole hole, but I love that you can actually just play around and drive the golf cart, which is something that is lacking in every golf game, because why would you play a golf game if you can't drive a golf cart? Hello? You might recognize this remake if you're a fan of the F-Zero series. It's not exact, but it's pretty darn good for being a Pico 8 game. Here's another remake of one of my favorite Atari games. Even though this version is more like the arcade game of Defender, this is still a really good version, and you should definitely check this game out if you like space games or shoot 'em ups. I'm sure you recognize this game. This is the remake of Doom, but it's called Poom. And it's really actually a very cool looking game. It looks just like the old DOS game when Doom first came out. I'm just super impressed with the developer that they actually made this in Pico 8. Hopefully you're not bored with the remakes, but here's another one. This is Q*bert, and it looks way better than the Atari version. And I am still terrible at it, apparently. But this is another classic that you should definitely check out. And I died. Okay. Just check it out. I can't play this game, apparently. I feel like instead of showing you Pico 8 games, I feel like that I'm showing you Saturday morning cartoons, because here's Ghostbusters, and I grew up on this as a child. It's awesome. Look at it. You're playing Egon. You can actually play any of the Ghostbusters, and you're trying to catch ghosts. How cool is that? Digger is a fun little game. It kind of has some Dig Dug and Spelunky vibes going on. Maybe if Dig Dug and Spelunky had a kid, this would be it. And if it's in the Pico 8 system, that's what I'm going with. It's fun. Rtype is, well, you guessed it, it's a remake of the original Rtype game that you've probably played a million times before. This is a fun little space shoot 'em up, and you should definitely check it out. It's still hard, just like the original Rtype. All you Terraria fans can rejoice. There is a Terraria remake for you to play on Pico 8. And it's pretty good. I mean, look at this. Little tiny sprites. The developer did a really good job at this. When I first played this game recently, I could not stop laughing because it's just so ridiculous and crazy. You are a bird, and you have different guns, and you go through these levels, and you pick up different guns, and you just go nuts. It's fantastic. Crystal is Cozy recommended this to me, and I have played quite a bit of this game. There's actually also another version of this game, but with the Mario characters, so you should definitely check both of these out. I put this game on the list because it's a really neat looking game, but it's terribly hard, or at least I'm having problems with it. Hopefully you can get more of a score than just 5, but it's, yeah, I just can't play this game, but you should check it out, for sure. Matchy Match is a cute little puzzle game recommended to me by Crystal is Cozy. There's a certain way that you have to match these characters, so you definitely have to pay attention. Once you get it, you're going to be playing this like crazy, so I'm sorry it's addicting. This is a neat little space platformer that I just discovered last weekend. It definitely has some Metrovania vibes. And here is the last remake of the list. Here we have a remake of Contra. I'm just amazed at how spot on this game is. It's almost identical to Contra. Pretty darn good. You did it! You made it to the end of this list. Give yourself a high five. Cosmic Collapse is not only the last game on this list, but it's also a favorite of Ban from Retro Handhelds. I will have his article linked in the description below so you can check out his favorite Pico 8 games. Also, this is the only game on this list that is paid. I will leave a link to that below so you can pick up the bundle from the developer or just get one game. It's a fantastic puzzle Suka game, and if you've been paying attention, you will recognize the developer who has made quite a few games on this list. So that completes my list of 50 Pico 8 games to get you started. Hopefully there are a few on here that you haven't played before, and now you get to check them out. If you have created a Pico 8 game or known someone who has, please comment below and tell me about it. I always love checking out new stuff. Also, if you have a favorite Pico 8 game that isn't on this list, throw that in the comments below as well. Sharing is caring, and we should all know about more awesome Pico 8 games. Or hop on over to my new Discord server, and I have a channel dedicated to Pico 8 games. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and even share this video with someone who needs to be introduced to the world of Pico 8. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome, everyone, and go play some games.